Alright, good morning. Greetings from Lenawee County in the great state of Michigan. I am the Lenawee Trekker. As you can see, I have two new bearings sitting in there. But I did find a problem here. And it's the brace that was in here. This actually managed to come out a whole lot easier than these two did. But the brace that was in there was sliding. And if you look closely, you can see that it's pretty worn right on this side. So it's like the shaft was being pulled like that way toward the front of the bike, which would make sense considering I kind of went nuts with the boss on the variator. So, but yeah, we have a fix for that, and I'll show you that shortly. Yeah, basically the only thing left for the back is the rear seal, the rear bearing. What I've got to do is I've got to take this little bugger and do a little, kind of like a little, where'd it go? Just like a little punch in there, and it'll raise a little dimple up. It doesn't need to be a lot, just needs to be a little bit that will hold that race in place. So, and then you use a little Loctite 660 around the perimeter of the bearing, just a small film. You pop it up in there, and then you let it sit for a day or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little center punch drift pin, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to basically pop a little divot into the mounting face. All I need is basically get a little divot in there. I'm thinking maybe down there. That one might be a little bit more difficult to do. And then up here. It just needs to hold it in place, and then the whole point is to basically center the bearing in place so I can put the Loctite stuff on there and get this thing back up and sealed back up. But yeah, we got. Alright, there you go. See that little divot right there? That's it. Right there. Right there. I don't know if I can show you the one on the top or not. And then there's one right up there. Alright, there you go. All you need is a light bead around the leading edge. And that's what she's got. So we'll put it in and see what we end up getting. And there you have it. With just a little raw determination. That's not going to move. That's not going to move. That's not going to move. Excellent. I almost think I know what I'm doing. And then reality sets in and I realize I don't. So, alright. Cool. Alright. Now I've got that in. The seal. That's pretty straightforward and obvious how that one goes, isn't it? This little bugger goes around. Actually, you can see the little line right there. Oh, maybe you can't see it on here, but that goes on that. And It goes right in here. Look at that. Look at that. Look how much gap there is. But it does seem to be seated. When you're pounding these in, you can hear it. You can hear the tone change when it's seated. And it's a no-brainer. All right, one seal in place. It's not too hard to get that in there either. But as you can see, the bearing is in. Here's the shaft that goes on the damn thing. Let's see if we can't just kind of... Nice. Real nice. And the shaft fits right in there, and it'll only go in so far. Because believe it or not, it's a press fit into there. And there you go. All pressed back in there. Back the way it was. Let's make sure the seal didn't come loose. It didn't. Alright. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the gasket back in place and get the final drive back in place and see how she reacts. I don't want to do, I can't fill the trans case because I want that stuff to set up. It's only been a few hours, so we got her button back up pretty much. And we got her button back up. Alright. This one is, let's see here, 22 millimeter. And it fits on there just perfectly. Alright, let's see if the dealer hurt me real bad here. Just kind of... Yeah, right. This is the one that Mike said, stand on that bit. I am not giving up. Yeah, they must have put that back on with an impact. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Neat. And out we go. You can see where she was running. Boy, she got hot too, didn't she? Believe it or not, there's not much of a wear there. Oh, look at the boss on that. Looks like somebody was milling that down. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Fantastic. Alright, let's see how bad the guts are looking in here. Yeah. They got beat up. This one looks like... That one turned. That one actually turned. Can you believe it? That one turned. Alright. Strangely enough, the boss still moves really freely. A little dirty. But yeah, look at the edge of that. Looks like somebody was up to something here. Gee, I wonder who that could have been. Alright. Well, at any rate, you guys have heard me talk about this before, and I'm going to reiterate my position anyways. I don't like this variator. I do not like this variator. Alright, I've got another variator I want to put on here, and I'm going to use the smaller weights because where this thing is going to be running, it's going to be up in a hilly area. So I want the engine to be able to wind out before it starts. I want it to get up into its RPM or its horsepower range before it starts giving too much problem. So that means this thing will rev up a little bit more. But it'll be good for hilly areas and areas where you have a lot of climbing, and that's what Eureka Springs is. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put the smaller weights in here. I don't think I want to reuse these. Alright, here's a variator that I'm going to be using for it. Alright, what you get in this Malossi kit 5115552. There's a bunch of stickers. So, I don't know about that. Basically what you get two sets of roller weights. One is 10.5 grams and the other one is 12.5 grams. Now I know that these in here are 13.5, and I did that deliberately. I didn't want the engine revving up. I just wanted these things to slide out further. Look at all that crap that's in there. So, I've got a decision to make as to which ones I want to put in there. But what you get with this kit, little variator boss. Hey, I gotta try something. Here's the... Now it doesn't want to come out. Let's see. Give you an idea of exactly what I did. For all you people who wanted to know how much I milled off, to the best of my knowledge, this one is still a stock variator boss for the Malossi. That's how much I milled off. I'd say that's probably close to 1/4 of an inch. Maybe 3/16. I don't know. This is the stock Malossi one, and this is the original one with the PCX. So that's... Now, if you're wondering why I had all that wear on the one side, on the inside there, this is why. This is why, and this is why. This rides up higher and forces the movable face further out, but I can only go so far because this has been milled down. So while the thing's running and the variator is doing its thing, it's pulling the clutch this way. You know, it wants to go this way. So I will not mill down this. I will use the Malossi, and I think I'll use the I think I'll use the 12s. I'll leave the clutch, the standard clutch in there. They're the same diameter. And, well, you can see when you look at it like this. See that extra oomph that you got there? Yeah. What happened to the PCX? The owner went insane. Alright, there you go. Looking very much more scooter-like. No grinding. Go fig. Fantastic. Back brake back on. Got the clutch back in place. I got the drive belt in place. I got the variator, the new Malossi variator in place. With the stock boss for the variator. It's taller, so this thing won't be able to get up to the same level of performance, I don't think, as it did before. But that's okay, because I'm not looking to make this thing pull that way. I've already done that. So that's it. I'm going to put this thing back together. I'm basically resisting on all cylinders to start this thing and check it out, because there's no oil in the gearbox, and I don't want to start doing stupid stuff and cause trouble. Almost right on cue. I got the cover on. Basically, I just want to cover up the back of the thing. I mean, the thing's been sitting here for 3 years, so it's not really going to hurt it. But we do have new parts in there. We've got it ready to go. And tomorrow after work, what I'll do is I'll come back and I will fill the rear gear final drive with oil. And then I'll fire her up and see how she feels. I know she's going to be loud. There's no muffler on it. I'm only going to run it for a little bit and see how much noise she makes out back. But I'm not hearing any more bearing noise. I'm only hearing gear noise. So a little bit of oil will probably do a lot of good. And once we find the coolant leak, get her up and running, take her for a ride or two, I'll change the final drive oil again and go from there. But that's where we're at right now on this soggy Sunday afternoon. Runaway Trekker out.